Hey there everyone, so this run today is actually going to be myth busting run, heading up out of my back door. Not my most favourite trail, but a really tough climb all the way up to Bellevue lift station, where hopefully I'll be grabbing a lovely coffee. But yeah, today what I want to dispense is mountain running. It's not all running, okay? It's okay to walk. More and more people that I come into contact with are kind of thinking, well, you've got to run, and then that kind of puts them off. So this is going to show you kind of a breakdown of this run that I'm going to do today. Sections that, yes, are runnable, sections that are walkable, sections where you may need poles. So a little bit of insight, remove some barriers and get more people out there doing what real mountain running is, which is allowing some walking. Cheers! Okay, so first guide as into when you should start walking and stop running. As you can hear, working really hard, struggling to get sort of like 5 words out without having to really work for a breath. Okay, so if you haven't got technology with you, it's a simple way to gauge it. And what you do is you then walk it off, get everything back to calm, and allow yourself to then progress again. If you have got the technology, obviously you're looking at your aerobic state that you want to stay in. As soon as you start pushing out of there, you're running that risk of burning out really, really quickly. Okay, so for me, I'll probably pick a point and then be, okay, yep, I'm going to walk to that corner and then I'm going to start to run again. Okay, and as you can already hear, everything's starting to calm down, breathing's coming back, so I'm in a good place to start running. Okay, cheers. Okay, so now we get to some more of the scenic kind of running, which if you look at the gradient, this is manageable. I can keep this controlled. I can start to run this, I can talk and communicate quite easily. Yeah, my heart rate's just below my baseline. Beautiful surroundings. Another lesson to give quickly is, if I was to be approaching this in an anaerobic state, which is a lot of this high intensity training, I'd be lasting 5 minutes, 10 minutes and then being really, really ill, because it's non-sustainable. The energy systems don't work for endurance. It's designed for short, sharp efforts only. So while you're spending 4 to 5 sessions a week trying to maintain 30 to 40 minute high intensity sessions, it doesn't add up when you get over here. So yeah, always train smart and train the right zones for what you want to do. Getting steeper now. So now I've been running for about an hour and a half uphill without poles. It's now time to get the poles out. Obviously practice with your poles is really important to make it efficient. If you just go and get some poles and you don't really know what you're doing, they can become a lot more of a hindrance than they can a help. What we're looking to do is we're looking to take some of that load off of our legs. So we may have been fine cardio wise up to here, but the legs are starting to get heavy and feel it, and we know we've got to still probably a good 2 miles of up, and so we want to make sure our legs are fresh or fresher. Another really important thing is always maintain your poles. There's nothing worse. I've been guilty myself in the past of getting out with the group, going to get my poles out and then they jam, which is no good. So now we can utilize the poles to take some of the load from the legs, and believe me, when they're used well, it does make a difference. So already using the poles, even though gradients dropped away a little bit, it's really helping with the load. Okay, so another really important point on energy saving, as you can see here, we've got some larger steps with opportunities to go with smaller steps. As soon as we start to stride out big, massive dynamic movements, major muscle groups working really hard, lots of oxygen, lots of blood, lots of energy, okay? We can shrink these by being smart and looking for alternative ways in which to get up and keep our strides small and much more manageable. Okay, this utilizes less of the major muscle group movement which actually helps us then stop burning quite so much energy. So it means also using our brains to pick out routes and certain paths which are going to give us less resistance. So it's running smart, which actually really helps as well, because it gives you something to focus on rather than the, should we say, the hard work of getting up the hill. So keeping the stride small really helps. As you can see, perfect example now of super steep slate. It's not going to be grippy, so chances of running up through here successfully are slim. So again, it's a case of back it off, get past it, find somewhere where you can then feel comfortable running again. Yes, we've got some nice steps. Again, super steep, so using the poles and just walking our way up through. And so now this is where, if you've been sensible for the last 1.75 miles, you reach this kind of area. And let's pick the poles up, off you go. Gradient's not too bad, you can feel a little bit freer, not too tired, and you can run a little bit more and know that you've still got your energy, which is super nice, until the next steep part. Then you just back it off again. So now again we've hit another what I call a whoop whoop section, which is poles up and off we go. So in real time now, for like, yeah, just about 1.75 miles, half an hour of travelling up until this lovely point here. There we get to relax and let gravity do a little bit of the work for once. And again, gives our minds and everything a little bit of a break, so we start to focus on descending just briefly. And we get a little river crossing, a little nice alpine hut. And some pretty cool views. Gutier route. And so this is nice and relaxed, nice and comfortable. Obviously I know the trail really well, and for others it's a case of looking ahead and thinking, okay, yeah, I can run this bit, or nope, I need to walk this bit. So what we've got now is another really important training and coaching lesson. There'll be someone ahead, but you have to stay locked into what you're doing. You're not gauging by this person, you're gauging from you. It's all too easy to want to get by early and increase that effort. But actually holding back, hold your pace, and if you go by, you go by. Next tip. We're getting super close to popping out of the tree line, which is nice. But if you're starting to feel that you have worked too much, and obviously depending on different people's level of fitness, you can utilise flat sections to hold back more. Okay, so what you're doing there is you're not trying to get some speed up, you're just actually chilling it out, taking a stroll, having a bit of a reset, and you'll be surprised at how much quicker from a flat section your heart rate will level, your breathing will come back, and you'll feel a little bit better to push on. Okay, so that's if you're starting to feel, whoa, this is getting really tough, I need a breather, wait for that flatter section and then utilise it. Just like me now. So, next really important tip. You'll come to a point where you break out. Guys, testing the lift. Keep out of the way, and then suddenly you're greeted like alpine meadow. Wow! You can see your objective at the top of the lift line. Obviously we're zigzagging, but that's the objective. Don't get carried away. If you let the adrenaline kick now and you push, probably by reaching the tree line here, you're going to go pop. So understanding your route and actually how much further you've got to go is really important in the mountains, so you don't push too early. So understanding your route, how much gain you have left, and how much distance you've got to go. Anyway, I can nearly taste the coffee, so let's crack on. Okay, so So now you reach this moment of what Sargent and Cottrell called audience effect. So you know you're not far from the objective, there are people around, so all of a sudden you feel amazing. And up ahead, it's my favourite coffee stop. A few people around, so you put on the good show. Try not to get run over. Job done. So time to go and get a well-deserved favourite double espresso in the valley. Oh yeah. So, run over a few points again. The whole point of this video is to explain that mountain running isn't just running, it's walking, and you shouldn't feel bad about ever needing to walk sections. There's very, very few people that are actually able to run all the way up a lot of these trails. So yeah, it's just understanding where you can run, when you need to walk, and make sure you understand your effort levels, that you're never pushing too hard, which are going to cause you to pop. Obviously the fitter you get, the more you'll be able to run, and that's the whole point of these things, is to be progressive and to then go back and revisit things and go, actually yeah, I can run that section today, and so you see the progress. But yeah, make sure that you don't feel the pressure from the social media wonders, which are people that are lift up and then they go for a run on a beautiful mountain trail. This is trail running. Mountain running is under your own steam to get up to those beautiful spots. So coffee's done, now time to descend back to home. So it's just under a 3-mile climb. I chose this route because it was relatively steep and it gave me more of an opportunity to share areas in which it's more beneficial to actually be walking. If I'd have come maybe some of the less steep routes that we go up here, they are possible to run all the way up for me. So yeah, this was a good way to actually show you guys that it's all about the run walk mix. But now it's time to descend.